Before the advancement of technology in the field of medicine, the practice of abortion has been in existence since ancient times, and every country and religion had its own peculiar views on this very touchy and tricky subject. In ancient Rome and in Greece, abortion was accepted and found morally right, and through Western history, the act of abortion was not criminal as long as it was carried out before quickening. The quickening is the period before the fetus moves in the womb and is allowed because at that time, people regard the fetus as part of the mother, and so its destruction did not pose any ethical dilemma. Today, thanks to medical and technological advancements, women have safer options to choose from when deciding to abort. They could either choose the pill method or the surgical method. But before we got technological advancements in the field of medicine, how did women get abortions? During the medieval ages, many methods that women used to abort were non-surgical. However, they included some very abnormal methods that were brutal, yet ineffective. In ancient times, many women used physical activities to abort the fetus. They did strenuous labor such as climbing, paddling, or even weightlifting. In the early modern period, English women used mostly vigorous exercise or tightening of the girdle to induce abortion. Some countries had more specific instructions for inducing an abortion. There was an 8th century Sanskrit text that instructed women to sit over a pot of steam or stewed onions. There was also an ancient Egyptian medical text that recommended the use of crocodile dung. It was made into a pessary and inserted into the vagina. Another famous method of how women got abortions was with a tea made with pennyroyal herbs, and it was a very successful abortion drug. There was the jump up and down method that was recommended by the famous physician Hippocrates. It was named the Lacedaemonian leap, as the woman was meant to jump up and down with her heels touching her buttocks until the embryo became loose and fell out. This strenuous method sure agitated the fetus, but was not enough to cause an abortion. It was also believed that in the Middle Ages, abortion was performed in a very brutal way by intentionally beating up a pregnant woman. There was also the infamous use of opium as an abortion drug that can be traced back centuries. The opium was typically prescribed along with mandrake root, Queen Anne's lace, which was a birth control herb, the gum resin opopanax, and various kinds of peppers. In ancient times, there were so many shocking ways that women got abortions, and as expected, these different methods had several effects on women. Although some of these methods may have produced the desired results, it did not leave them without life-threatening repercussions. For instance, an ancient method that included the paste of mashed ants, foam from camels' mouths, and tail hairs of a black-tailed deer dissolved in bear fat may have been effective because it would have caused a septic abortion if inserted into the uterus. However, it introduced infectious bacteria which was life-threatening. Also, the dangerous method of brutally beating a woman would have surely have threatened her life with so many mortal repercussions such as internal bleeding or hemorrhage. In the Middle Ages, many countries were accepting of the act of abortion, but some religions were not so welcoming, and so there were punishments for women who had aborted or attempted to abort their fetuses. For instance, the Church Council of Ancyra in 314 AD gave the punishment that women guilty of committing or attempting to abort themselves or for others were to be exiled from the church for 10 years. There was also the punishment of being sentenced to death for women who aborted simply because it was done with malicious intent. These women wanted to deny their husbands an heir, and so they aborted the fetuses. Acts such as this were clearly frowned upon even among the Romans, who saw nothing wrong with abortion. Over the years, there have been famous stories or cases of abortion that have been instrumental in shaping the world we are in today when it comes to legalizing or criminalizing abortion. In England in the late 1930s, there was a famous case where the court ruled in favor of an abortion to be performed on a 14-year-old girl who had been raped. It was the court's decision that pregnancy, if kept, would have affected the girl's mental health, and so, this established that the mother's mental health was a sufficient reason for an abortion. Another famous story was that of the famous actress Whoopi Goldberg. According to her, she was 14 when she found out she was pregnant. I sat in hot baths, drank strange concoctions girls told me about, something like Johnny Walker Red with a little bit of Clorox, alcohol, baking soda, and some sort of cream. After she took the concoction, she got violently ill, and according to her, at that moment, I was more afraid of having to explain to anybody what was wrong than of going to the park with a hanger, which is what I did. Goldberg's account, even though it was centuries apart from the Middle Ages, The methods had not changed even as medical technology was advancing. Although attitudes towards abortion varied widely in ancient times, it was evident that abortion was a common practice, and many methods of abortion were invented and practiced way before medical technological advancements came to be. It wasn't until the late 19th century before the procedure of abortion became a taboo, and by the mid-20th century, it was illegal. However, some states and countries have legalized abortion, but still, it remains a very controversial issue and may continue to be so for a long, long time. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. Let us know what your thoughts are on abortion in ancient history. For more videos like this, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on the bell notification so you never miss an upload. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you guys in the next video.